Welcome to Horror Stories. I'm Ankur Pundit, and on this channel, I bring you true paranormal encounters and experiences shared by people just like you. The story I'm about to tell is based on real events, experienced by ordinary individuals who faced unimaginable challenges. They've come forward with their stories to help others avoid the same dangers. By learning from their experiences, you can steer clear of similar mistakes and protect yourself from the unknown. Today, I have a spine-chilling story that was shared with me by Varun, and it's one you won't soon forget. This is a real incident that took place in the quiet town of Rajkot, Gujarat, in 1990. It involves Varun's grandmother, a woman whose life was forever changed just days before her wedding. Varun's grandmother was 28 years old, full of life, and excitedly preparing for her big day. It was a typical evening, and like many villagers, she went to the fields to freshen up, carrying with her a lota, a small brass vessel commonly used in rural India. The sun was setting, casting long shadows over the fields, when she suddenly heard something strange. A melodious tune, soft and enchanting, just like the one sung during wedding festivities. She paused, curiosity piqued. Who could be singing at this hour? She wondered. The music seemed to float on the breeze, pulling her deeper into the fields. But as she searched for the source, she found nothing. No musicians, no gathering, just the quiet, rustling crops and the eerie, empty fields. At that moment, a cold shiver ran down her spine. Something inside her whispered that she should turn back, but she brushed it off, thinking it was just her nerves before the wedding. Little did she know, that decision would mark the beginning of a terrifying ordeal. When she returned home, her family immediately sensed something was off. Her usually bright and cheerful demeanor had shifted. She spoke in a tone that was not her own, hollow, distant, and filled with an unsettling coldness. Her eyes, once warm and lively, had become dark and sunken, as if a shadow had taken residence in her soul. Days passed, and the eerie behavior worsened. The family, desperate and frightened, sought the help of a local female tantric, a spiritual healer with knowledge of the supernatural. After performing a series of rituals, the tantric revealed the horrifying truth. Varun's grandmother was possessed by a powerful and malevolent spirit. This entity, drawn to the joyous energy surrounding the upcoming wedding, had latched onto her, refusing to let go. The wedding, which should have been a celebration, turned into a living nightmare. During the ceremony, the spirit would seize control of her, causing her to scream and curse, declaring that she would never be free of it. The family was plunged into terror and despair, their joy replaced by a suffocating fear. The tantric fought valiantly to banish the spirit, eventually trapping it in a bottle, which was then buried deep beneath a serene lake far from the village. The ordeal seemed to be over, and life slowly returned to normal. But peace is often fleeting. 35 years later, in 2015, the government began construction near the lake. Unbeknownst to them, they unearthed the bottle, breaking it and releasing the spirit once more. It wasted no time in finding its way back to its old host, Varun's grandmother. This time, the family was better prepared. They called upon another powerful tantric, but the spirit, now more enraged than ever, resisted fiercely. It clung to Varun's grandmother with a vengeance, making her a prisoner in her own body once again. Varun's grandmother eventually passed away, but even in death, the spirit refused to leave. At her funeral, as the flames of the pyre began to rise, something unimaginable happened. Her lifeless body, now under the complete control of the spirit, sat up, eyes wide open, screaming in agony, "I will never leave!" The family was paralyzed with fear, realizing that this was no ordinary haunting. The spirit had bound itself to her so completely that not even death could break its hold. They hurriedly performed additional rites to finally put the spirit to rest, but the memory of that terrifying moment has never left them. This story, my friends, serves as a stark reminder. We live in a world full of unseen forces and energies. Always listen to your instincts. especially when something feels off. And remember, it's not just our bodies that can be at risk, but our very souls. If you ever find yourself in a situation where the air feels heavy, where a strange chill creeps up your spine, or where you hear something that doesn't belong, heed the warning, because some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. Key learning: trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Avoid venturing into isolated or unfamiliar places alone, especially during significant life events when your energy is heightened. These are the times when malevolent forces are most attracted to us, seeking to exploit our vulnerabilities. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and always respect the unseen world around us. Finally, before leaving, I request you all to please support my channel, subscribe Horror Stories, and turn on the bell notification so you get the latest video updates first. Stay tuned to the channel until the next video. Thank you all.